Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here, and guess where I am? Diagon Alley at Universal Studios. The park is back open, and I'm telling you, it is such a great feeling to be here. I'm gonna aim up a little bit, and you're gonna see a dragon. There he is. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit and talk about what my experience has been like and how you can best plan your trip now that Universal is back open. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna head out of Diagon Alley, but I'm gonna talk about my experience of getting into the park today. I am here at the pass holder preview. The park officially opens to regular guests on Friday. So I'm gonna come back this weekend and I may add more footage as we go of what it's like with more guests in the park. They are gonna be capping the attendance of the park, and so I don't know if what is here today is gonna be the same attendance as when the park is open to regular guests, or if it is still less attendance right now. So I will try to come back this weekend and add that to this video. I'm expecting it to be busy. It is supposed to be raining all weekend, so I will do my absolute best, but just heads up, hopefully there will be more video coming. So you have to totally pack your patience for this kind of trip. I am an annual pass holder. I am used to coming whenever I want. Typically when I come to Universal, I'm in go mode. It's like I get here, I get in, I ride, I get done, I leave. I do things a lot differently at Universal. I guess for some reason I do it in a faster paced way than I would at Disney. But you know, if you're coming with your family here to Universal, you probably take it in a little bit slower anyway. I'm used to having single rider lines open here, and I can just get on things and get through. It is not going to be the same. You're going to get your temperature checked when you come into the parking garage. And there was a bit of a bob and weaving line to get that temperature checked, but I did time it this morning, and I was in and out of that line within 10 minutes, and it consistently moved. So it wasn't bad. But then getting into the park today, because it was the pass holder event, took a little longer than possibly it will take on a regular day. And again, I'll try to come back this weekend and see if that's different as far as getting into the park. So it took me almost a full 30 minutes to get into the park total today. But like I said, since it was a pass holder day, you had to pick up a special ticket showing your reservation that you had time to come in today and things like that. Once I was in the park, some lines are in virtual queue and other lines are regular line. So I went onto the app, the Universal app, and I would highly suggest having that app downloaded to your phone before you come on your trip. And I was able to snag a virtual queue line for Gringotts, and it was right away. It was for like right then. So I was right by the Rip Ride Rocket, and I asked them because they had a 10-minute wait. And what I'm used to doing, like with if I would virtual queue, would be similar to like having a fast pass at Disney, where you could just scan and go in. So I asked them at Rip Ride Rocket, would I have time to do that and then come over to Gringotts? And they said I would just go to Gringotts, because remember, they're not filling every seat on rides. So it is taking time with the loading. They are taking very careful time with putting things into lockers. So I came straight over to Diagon Alley into Gringotts. And the way they did lockers I thought was very well done. You got in line for lockers, and everywhere that you go here, they have social distancing markers on the ground in areas that would create a line. So I'm gonna try to walk here and find you some social distancing markers. But they came and got you and escorted you to a locker. And I thought, this is so much more organized than on a regular day here at Universal. Because on a regular day, it's like a free-for-all for the locker area. And it's really hard sometimes to navigate. So you just stand in line, and then they direct you to an open locker. And then you put your stuff in. You are going to need to keep your phone if you have a virtual time, because they're going to scan that then for you to get in line for rides. So keep that in mind. You're going to need your park ticket to use for the locker, and you're going to need your phone for that virtual ticket. So keep those things in mind. Then I basically walked the entire bank. So the Gringotts bank is the queue. And I basically walked through the whole thing all the way up to the ride, not really waiting. So that was great. And then they social distanced the ride. They sat people every other row by family. Since I was by myself, I had a whole row to myself, and there was no one in the row in front of me. I was able to, you have to keep your mask on, and I was able to wear my mask the whole time with no issues. It didn't come off or anything like that. And everyone around me, same thing. The masks were fine on the rides. So I know people have been wondering about that. It seemed to work great. So no issues. And then when I got off, they have an area where, again, you can get into a social distance line to pick back up your things from your locker. And they help you and escort you when there's time. I'm coming up to some places for food, so I'm gonna see if they have those social distance markers on the ground. And they do. So let's show you these. So if you see these lines on the ground, they're blue and they say, please stand here. You need to be there or waiting behind that. So, and then they have another one that says like 6 feet. So that's what they have in the lines for the rides and for the lockers and all that. So it's very well thought out. It's very well done. The team members here are doing a great job of making sure that, you know, that you're getting in your social distance line and taking your time getting into those lockers and getting onto the rides. They did have hand cleaner. They did have hand cleaner that they gave you right before the ride. And I was able to find some on a wall right after I got off while waiting in line for the locker. So they are doing a good job of keeping everything clean. This is a show area, and take out a look. I'm going to show you the floor. They have little, whoops, bear with me. My thing is turning the wrong way. So they have little markers on the floor. Come on. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. They have little markers on the floor where you would be standing if you were going to watch that show, where each family could be distanced. So they are doing a good job of getting you to remember to stay spaced out. And if this is the amount of crowd that's going to be allowed on the normal day, this is not bad. This is what I would call a low-key day at Universal. So it's pretty doable. The only thing is you're just going to have to keep in mind that lines are going to take a little longer because of the social distancing. Like, these people are all outside to wait to go in to get food. And over here, this is the line outside for Starbucks. So lines are just more spaced out, and that's what I mean. You're gonna have to pack your patience and be prepared for that. It's not something I'm used to, but it doesn't take real long. But, you know, you're just gonna have to be ready to deal with that. As I said, I'm gonna try to come back this weekend and see if the lines and crowds are any different, if they're more, if they're the same, so that we can get a better gauge on it with the full crowd in here of regular guests. Now, I do want to mention that they have said here at Universal that they're not going to have you reserve a day to come. It's going to be first come, first serve to get in the gate, and when they reach their capacity, then they'll cut it off. I think they're assuming it would only be cut off for a few hours, and they will be open back as the day goes on, because people are going to come and go as the day goes on. They did say that if you're staying at a Universal resort, you will have priority to get in. So keep that in mind. If you're coming from out of state, you may want to book a Universal hotel for your vacation to guarantee that you're going to have access to the parks. But as far as, like, since I'm local, I'm not too worried about it. I think it will be okay to get in. And like I said, I'm going to come this weekend and we're going to check it out and see. Let's Rip Ride Rocket here. Whee! I'm heading over there in a minute. I'm here by the Mummy right now, and I'm going to check and see what their time is, and if they're having virtual queue or what they're having right now. So I think what happens is some things they do regular ride lines until they hit a certain limit, and then they head to virtual queue. So to me, it looks like these guys are like on a virtual queue possibly. I don't really see any times. Yeah, I think they are in virtual queue. If you can see where the entrance is, there's a time above it and it says virtual time. So what you would do again is you would go on your app and you would look for the Mummy, and then you would click it and say virtual experience and would find a time and click that to be able to ride. Okay, and then this is the line over here by this door to get in to do the locker. So again, they're only taking one at a time to go in and get a locker. And then when you're done, you would go over and they'll scan you over here to get into the ride. Okay guys, so now I want to talk about dining. I am here at the Simpsons food court, and all of the restaurants here are going to be mobile order. And they're going to be that you're going to stand in line once you've mobile ordered to get a seat in a restaurant. So I would be really patient with this because it's a little bit different than just regular quick service. Regular quick service, you just walk in, get in line, order food, find a seat. Now you're gonna get in line, but while you're in line, you're gonna mobile order on your app. So again, I would get really used to that Universal app because you're gonna need it for rides, you're gonna need it for mobile ordering. So I would download that app before you come on vacation. Have your...
Gia?
No. Sorry, waiting for my food. Have your card attached to it so that you can mobile order and pay right through your app. It makes it really convenient, but you're gonna wait in line and then they'll take you to a seat and then they'll bring food out to you. So quick service is now kind of becoming sit-down dining in a way. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's different today. I've noticed the locker situation, you gotta wait. The rides are different with the queue, with the virtual queue. And you know, the dining's a little different, but it's a good different. It's more patient, it's more kind, it's not pushing and shoving and free-for-all. It's you wait your turn and you're patient and you get in. So I like it. It's different, but just know that I don't know about doing 2 parks in one day right now. That's my biggest thing I'm thinking of. I'm here at Universal Studios, and I don't think I'm going to make it to Islands of Adventure. I've only done 2 rides and now eating, and that's been in the span of 2 hours. I got here at 11, and it's 1, check the time. Yeah, it's 1:15. And I'm just waiting for my food to come to the table. So I still have more rides to do here at Studios. It just depends what you want to do, but if you're coming on vacation, I would suggest you're going to need 1 day at each park right now. It's going to be hard, I think, to park hop at the moment with this. And the hours are shorter. Right now, the parks are open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that's really short for summer hours. So keep that in mind as well. All right, I'll be back with you after a bit. All right, everyone, I just wanted to give you a social distancing win. So because they are spacing everyone out on the rides with that are like a smaller ride vehicle that can take less people, like Men in Black behind me, can only take 6 people in the ride vehicle. So since I was by myself, I got my own vehicle, and that was a major plus because I unlocked the suit all by myself. I'm pretty good at Men in Black. It's like my favorite thing here at the studios. But when there's other people in the cart, you get an average of everyone's score. But because I was the only active seat in the whole ride, it only took my score. And it was completely awesome. Unlocked that suit all by myself. Totally cool. So just wanted to add that in there. Lots of good pluses for the social distance. So I wanted to show you guys, this is how they're doing characters right now. There's no character meet and greets, but the characters are out in various places performing, dancing, and they do have the social distancing on the ground where you can stand and watch your SpongeBob dancing. SpongeBob. Very cool. All right, everyone, another social distancing plus. Typically when I come by myself, I use single rider line just to get through the line. So Rip Ride Rocket, I always do single rider line, and I'm usually like in the back couple of rows. But because it's no single rider line, you just have to go through the regular queue, which is really quick, by the way. I think, no, I just pretty much walked through the queue. I got to ride in the front. So that was awesome. So it's been a great day here at Universal Studios. Again, this is the pass holder preview. I am gonna come back this weekend. Friday, they open to the public. So I'm gonna try to either come Friday or Saturday, and we're gonna start at Islands of Adventure, because I've only been at the studios today. But from what I've observed so far, if you wanna do most of the rides, you're probably gonna have to plan 1 park a day right now. It's gonna be pretty hard to park hop unless, you know, you only have a few things you wanna do at each place. I could go over to Islands right now and get started, but it's looking like rain is coming in and most of their things are outside. So I'm gonna be here at the crack of dawn, either Friday or Saturday, and we'll start at the Islands of Adventure, and we'll check out the crowd and see if it's similar to today or if it's a little bit bigger. I don't know, again, if they made the pass holder day less crowded than the regular day is gonna be, or if they're the same. So we'll find out, so stay tuned, that's coming up next. And we are looking at the brand new Jurassic Coaster that is being built. They have put in a lot of track since the last time I was here. And this is the opening day of Universal, officially open to the public. And I'll be honest with you, it is not as busy, I feel, as it was on the pass holder preview. I was here right at the beginning of the day today, I got into the temperature checks and through the bag check and up to the turnstiles very quickly today. A lot easier than when I came for the pass holder preview. I was able to get a virtual line queue for Hagrid's roller coaster right away. And I'm over here, you know, on the other side of the Harry Potter world, which it's back that way. And I'm gonna put some footage of Hagrid here in just a second. But I wanna explain to you that you do have to have a virtual queue pass. So please download that app, as I was telling you a little bit ago. Please download the Universal app before you come here and get ready and have that on your phone. So that way when you are coming into the park, as soon as they turn on those turnstiles to come into the park is when the virtual queues became available. And I was able to get right away into the first queue. So be ready with your phone and you'll be able to get on Hagrid's when you come here to Islands of Adventure. And I'm gonna insert some footage of that ride right now. What do you say we take a trolley ride up in the sky so we can check out everything going on here at Islands of Adventure?
As everyone knows, too bad we don't happen to have some of those. But look out for B, a bodacious blue bubble, and Bumblebee's buzzing won't cause you much trouble.
C is for Cookie.
Who said that? Please stop. This C is for the Circus McGurkus Big Top. You Magoo Zoo, you'll find King Kerchoo. Lording it all over K and L too. When you come down the road, did you happen to see a sign for a village called MNOP? O is for opposite.
It's the brand new
North
Jurassic
and
Coaster.
south going Zaxes.
They have a lot
Stubbornly
done.
stopped unbudged in their trackses. P is for perfect. A day at the beach. Q is for quick. Look, that's Sneechtown with S and a T. Uncle Ub's umbrella is a triple for you. And he just might throw in his underwear, too. V is for the visitors here on vacation, here to see us from many great nations. W is for why does this ride have to end? We wish to ride more. So please tell us when.
All right, everyone. So it is really not that crowded for the very first day of opening. It was way more crowded at the pass holder preview the last 2 days. I'll be dead honest with you. Again, I did Universal Studios on Wednesday, and then I did not come on Thursday, but by keeping my eye on the parks, it looked like Islands of Adventure was even busier than the studios was both of those days. And then I'm here today, the first day of the park being open to regular guests on Friday, and I came to Islands of Adventure, and it's really not that bad here. The only line that was virtual queue was Hagrid's, which I told you about. You do have to come and get a ticket for that, so plan ahead for that. But everything else today, the only other virtual queue was Kong Skull Island, and I was able to get it for like 20 minutes later. So pretty easy. Everything else was just pretty much walk right onto the rides. So not bad. I haven't even seen the food eateries as busy as they were during the pass holder event. And right now we're gonna go sit down to eat at Mythos. It's one of the best rated sit down restaurants here at Universal, and I've never eaten there. So I'm gonna do that now. And so we're gonna put that here for you as well. But just a heads up, if you're coming this summer, it should be a lot less crowded than it's been. So good news for you if you're coming on vacation this summer. And if you're staying at a Universal resort, the Royal Pacific, the Hard Rock, and the Portofino, you get Express Pass with those resorts automatically. The lower tier resorts, you do not get Express Pass, but right now, honestly, you don't even need it. So just a heads up for that. I don't know if it's gonna get busier as the summer goes on. Disney opens in July, so things could get busier as the summer continues, you know, and as parks open, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens are going to open next week. So, you know, things could get busier as the summer goes. I still kind of recommend doing one park a day right now. You could do 2 parks in one day. I see that today, yes you could, but I don't know if it's going to be that way every day. And with the social distancing and things, some of the lines do take a little bit longer. So you may want to plan for at least 2 days at Universal. Even if you do a park hopper ticket, which is fine, you could spend, you know, half the day at each park, but you may want to have at least 2 days to do the parks here at Universal, just to make sure that you can get everything done that you want to get done. And if you want to do the water park Volcano Bay, you know, then you want to add time for that as well. So I'm hoping to get to Volcano Bay in the next few days, and that will be its own vlog. And we'll look at how the social distancing works at the water park. I know that you don't wear masks really at the water park because you can't wear them in the water. You can't wear them on the slides. So a lot of people are not really wearing a mask at Volcano Bay. You have to wear it to get into the park, but then I'm hearing after that you're not really wearing one. So that's going to be different than the theme parks. So I will keep you posted, and let's go have some lunch. So here's the view from the table. You can actually see part of the theme park, which is really nice. Mythos is a Greek-themed restaurant, so here is the menu. I don't see. There's the starters. So I'm going from bottom to top, guys. So the starters, and they have soup and salad, and then the entrees, and they even have sandwiches as well. All right, so I got the chicken couscous. So you can see the couscous underneath. There's got grilled chicken on there, mushrooms, a roasted tomato, zucchini, feta cheese, I think roast peppers, and it comes with tzatziki sauce and bread. So let's give this a try. So this is pretty tasty, and it's pretty light. So, you know, after a hot day outside at the theme park, this is kind of like a nice, light, refreshing meal to have. It's not really heavy. So you could go back out into the theme park and not feel like weighed down. It's got a lot of great flavor. So I highly recommend coming to Mythos here at Islands of Adventure. Well, everyone, I've had a great 2 days here at Universal Orlando. The first day doing the pass holder event at Universal Studios, and today doing Islands of Adventure. I hope you can come this summer and enjoy the parks. It looks like the crowds are going to be pretty light and pretty manageable. The parks are running at 50% capacity right now. And with the social distancing measures in place, it is still lighter and easier to get around, I think, than on a normal full day with full operations in the parks. Again, you're going to have to pack your patience at times, as you are going to have to space out in the lines. You're going to have to space out and sometimes wait for quick service meals and that kind of thing. Remember to definitely download the Universal app onto your phone. You're going to need that for the virtual line as well as for mobile ordering, which they want you to do for quick service meals. So if you liked today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. Thanks for watching.